Okay, everybody, it's the last group, so everyone was already a little bit bored, already tired, but we're still here. And I was been chosen to give you some young energy as a young specialist. So, yeah, that's all about how it's happened actually. So, today we will talk with you about Kherson, Water Hub, and what is it exactly and how we come with this idea. So, first thing that we were talking about is map. So, Kherson is a city in the south of Ukraine, which, as all we know, was invaded by Russians in 2022, but was already brought back in Ukraine by military forces of Ukraine, thanks to them. And we came up at first with one thing that we have to define in our project. Is what exactly is our problem, and the problem of the people, and the problem of the whole city. So, here it is. Problem is exactly that the people don't have any vision of a possible future for the whole city. And what we had to do for them in this project to design is dream of possible future for Kherson people, for whole Ukrainians, for whole world actually. To bring something new in the city, to make it very important for everybody. So, we had a huge one analysis, and thanks for the experts and our colleagues and the locals who we interviewed for this analysis. We got a lot of information that provided us a lot of different mapping and gave us a bigger understanding what exactly happened in the Kherson that time. At first, as we know, there is no safety in Kherson because it's borderline with military actions. So as we see in this map, it's a dangerous zone, and every time that people hear the alarm and sirens, someone is shooting, bombing on extra. This is very bad things, but they how they live right now. The second thing is that after the war, Kherson has just a dead economy, but as we got the information, it was dead before the war started. The second very important thing is that actually is a decrease of the population of the whole city. It decreased in 3 times, so instead of 300,000 people, we have only 90,000. And these people are mostly elderly, there's almost no kids. There's elderly people who cannot move, who need the care. So, what we have to do. And what we also made in our lives, at first we choose the site, and the site of our interest is Korabel Island, which is the south part of the Kherson, and it's a city center. So, the analysis came to us, so please look for it. At first we get like a topographical mapping, we try to understand what's going on in our site right now. As we know, it is just a flat space that is free to build or something like this, of construction. Next we got historical map of transformation of the whole city. As we see, the Korabel Island was mostly covered by the building constructions in the 20th century. Second one, we made an analysis of green territory, and as you see, this is a lack of greenery at all, because most of this is industrial area. The yellow one is greenery outside of Kherson, but in Kherson region, and the blue one is actually private territory with greenery. Here we have a morphology of the whole city. As we see, the density of the city center is immense. It's mostly these buildings from 19th and 20th century. And the morphology of the Korabel district is different. As you see, there is on the west north part, there's mostly like Soviet one buildings, Soviet one clusters of the residents. At the center, in east part, right on the banks of the Dnipro River, we have industrial area with non-working manufactories which were producing ships, real one, big one. And on the south we have the private sector with right now big one spot of unused land. So here we also like going back to the zoning that I mentioned, and you see the immense area. And what's interesting in the zoning, as we see, the industrial area as well as the port is going up to the city center. And it also was a part of our challenge what we can do with it. And on the south, as you see, we added the island as a special one greenery place, as well as it nearby is the beach, which is near of industrial area, and actually it's very crazy. So we also see the transport system, and this black one, it's actually the train rail system. As you see also, the main problem of the city, as one expert told us, is there is no so much connection of island with the rest of the city. You see only two bridges, one is for vehicles, the other one from the trains. And trains are only transporting stuff, not transporting the people. So we also looked for the international experience of reconstruction such as area, like Zollverein in Germany, Hafen City in Hamburg, and of course Rheinhaven in Rotterdam is one of the best examples. And here we actually come to our point interest of this presentation. What exactly Kherson Water Hub? So we tried to understand what exactly is the first place in our dream. And one of the locals told us that if you want to bring the youth people, the young people, back in the city, you have to give them education. But after this, we also realized the potential of the city. As well as we know, there is also main port in Ukraine as Odessa, but the big difference between Odessa and Kherson is that Odessa is land port. It transits materials, sources through the land, mostly for the west part of the Ukraine, and Kharkiv could be a delta with transition point from sea to river. It became the backbone of whole Ukraine, transitioning the supplies in every river city on riverside through the whole Ukraine, and comes right now in the capital of the country, Kyiv. And from this, it can transit the material sources to the both east and west. It's the most important thing. It has its own advantages on the Odessa port, but as we thought, it actually could be not identical, but twins, which can support each other. So, back to the main problem for young people, for the whole city, we came up with education and this diagram for Kherson Water Hub and how we can make it sustainable. So, we will also have to say that actually it cannot start from the one point, so we will change everything in one time, and we should change immediately the port part of the city. No. We should start with point of interest that actually at the south, a free space area which can boost the whole city to renovate, could start here, and later, step by step, catching every piece of the land, we can reconstruct the Corable Island and come to the port, and later we could just replace it to the south, to the delta, and go to the experience from Rotterdam, Antwerp, when we're removing the port from the city, but it still gives it energy and life. So we can go next for our points that we already noticed that there's a lot of different words. What does it mean? What we mean? So first, education. Give space from the youth, young experts who are interested in innovation, and giving life to something that's almost dead. Second one, it will boost up the economy of the city. These young experts, the major experts, they become more investors, and the investments could be not only national, international, and the whole city would be interested in Kherson. Second one is the care. We're not saying that Kherson has to be the first place that the injured and disabled people should come, but it can be some recovery place for them after first medical and physical treatment for them. Second one is nature. We can connect Kherson to the nature. Nature surrounds it. There is so many potential around the city and inside of it. We just have to boost it at some point, but it still could take our time from us. Second one is inclusive living, of course, with mixing up zoning. Next is sports. Kherson actually has a sport potential. There is sports schools, yacht clubs. They're also used by darkness here, so they're a big one place for them. So next is leisure, energy, local identity, that is very important, but I know what you meant. Yeah, because we also thought about what exactly identity for the Kherson. And as we know from the history, it was a transition point from the ancient time, from ancient Greek time, who just made up this city. So what we want to also bring back is the identity of the city, and this identity could be brought back by the harbor. So it's also about food, that water provides the food, and everything provides the food, and tourism. But what exactly unites in all these ideas, as I suddenly mentioned water? Because water of the Dnieper and local rivers can provide it for Kherson. Everything can be connected by water, and this water will bring the new future. You can just use it, but smart. So, we are going through the two phases, look for them. It's phase one. Phase one is a master plan for the first step of our own reconstruction project. It means that we actually have, you see a lot of different things, but later there will be explanation of it. And you see that actually how it colorfully could be redeveloped and brought a new life here. So, as you see, the center point of everything is main hall and educational building, as well as water established education here, which has also backbone with the museum. Actually, museum is private by the locals because they are interested to provide the history of the Kherson, which right now is partly or majorly lost by the Russians. And here, it would be connected as one string arrows. As you see, there is also channels which are providing the water, and extra, there is a lot of greenery, free spaces, local housing. So every information has that you use here, there is different zones, but it's all mixed use. So it provides a connection between different age groups and brings communities together. So we also look at these examples, so you will see exactly how it could look. So the Lochal in Tilburg, this is Wolle here, is a conceptual project, Waterhouse, Haven Lake, as well as waterhouses in Dordrecht, inclusive and sustainable housing innovation district by the Orange Architects in Zwolle, and also Netherlands, Rijdijk, here too in Antwerpen as one of the examples. And going to next, it's also Harbour Housing by the Orange Architect, and also the rooftop of it. And next example. But still, we don't have so much time, so I have to go to the phase two. And phase two is more detailing, because our topic is about neighborhood. And we came up to phase two, that actually here we can show it. So you see from educational mixed-use campus maritime, with different sport, leisure, educational facilities that can be provided for people of different ages. We can go to the different area, but also mixed use between residential, also mixed use, but connected by bike line here, uniting the whole district with a public space on the city center in the last phase. So here we have a mixed use area that you see different buildings, and let's try, but I will go to better slide again. Here you see the different blocks of neighborhoods that actually have their own meaning, because we have family neighborhood, but suddenly there is students' neighborhood. And the closeness of them give us an opportunity to mix a little bit the people around. It also will provide the greenery area, sport educational neighborhood here, facilities as well. So we do not have to go at the other part of Carnival Island. We can have everything just in 5 minutes from our apartments here. And here we see also a BBQ, different leisures, but it also, the island could provide the innovations and crafting from itself, as you see at this part of this neighborhood. So you just everybody just can come here to this side, to work here, to do something, and later to go for a beer and discuss, what we've done, like we will do it today. So we also have some examples like this, so small-scale neighborhoods, where you can do sport, living in landscape. There is also mixed typology, different scale buildings, and vibrant neighborhood where you unite everybody together. So thank you for your attention, for visiting us, for Polina, Sorry, it's a finger light.
No problem. Under guidance of Mykola and Patrick, thank you so much. A lot of energy in the presentation.